Today I'll be showing you how to make this heart granny square bag using crochet methods. I posted this picture on Pinterest and got a lot of requests to make a tutorial, so here you go. I picked up two different colors of a chunky yarn from Hobby Lobby. This yarn is meant for use with a 6.5mm crochet hook, but I will be using a 6mm crochet hook for a tighter stitch. So the first step is to crochet the hearts that will go in the middle of the granny square. We do this by starting off with a magic circle. So twist the yarn in a crisscross over your fingers and do a single crochet. Feel free to rewind or slow down the video as needed. Then we'll do chain 2, and that acts as one double crochet. So double crochet and one more double crochet for a total of 3. Chain 1, chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets. This is the start of the granny square, but we will be modifying it to create a heart. Chain 2 and 3 double crochets until there are 4 sets of 3 double crochets that resemble a square. Then chain 2 and slip stitch to the first set. Pull the string on the back to tighten the magic circle. Next we will do 8 double crochets into the corner pocket, and this will make up the rounded part of the heart. Now that we've done that, we will single crochet into the next corner section. So 1 single crochet, then we are going to insert the hook into the middle stitch, and we'll do 2 half double crochets, chain 1, and 2 more half double crochets. Now you see we have half of the heart completed. Next is a single crochet into the next corner pocket, as we did on the other side, and then 8 more double crochets into the final corner section. Now that you've done your 8 double crochets, we will do a slip stitch into the first stitch we made and bind off and snip your yarn. Repeat this process and we'll have 2 granny square hearts. The next step is to crochet the granny square around your heart. So take your contrasting yarn color and do a slip knot. Insert your hook into the bottom stitch of the heart and attach your yarn. Single crochet, working these stitches into the back loops only of the heart. Half double crochet, double crochet, triple crochet into the next back loop of the stitch, chain 2, double crochet, half double crochet into the back loop, and then 4 single crochets. Chain 2, and 4 more double crochets until you get into the center of the heart. The last stitch will be a little tucked in, so make sure to move the threads around. Then a half double crochet in the first stitch that we did. Now to mirror the other side, we will do 4 single crochets, chain 2, 4 more single crochets, half double crochet, double crochet, chain 2, triple crochet, double crochet, and finally a half double crochet. Then slip stitch into the first stitch that we did in our contrasting color, and there you have the first row of the granny square around the heart. Chain 3, and we're going to do 2 more double crochets into the same stitch to create the first shell in this granny square. Chain 1, then do another shell into the corner, which would be 3 double crochet stitches, then chain 2 and another shell, so 3 more double crochet stitches, chain 1, then find the center of the next side of the square and insert your hook there and do another shell, which would be 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1, and do another double shell in the corner section. So 3 double crochets, chain 2, and another 3 double crochets all in the same hole. And continue this around until you get to the start of the row. So now we are going to finish off this row by slip stitching into the first shell that we did in this row. So slip stitch, then we'll slip stitch across until we get to the first opening and continue the granny square process. So chain 3 for the first double crochet, then 2 more in this section, chain 1, do a shell in the corner section, chain 2, then you're going to do another set of 3 double crochets, chain 1, and continue around until you get to the beginning where you'll slip stitch, and do as many rows as you wish until the bag is the size you want. Then we'll be crocheting the border of the granny square back in that contrasting color. So connect your yarn, chain 3, double crochet, This is the same process that we've just done in the previous rows, just in a different color. Another double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, two double crochets, and 3 double crochets in a single section, chain 1, then onto the shell in the corner, so that's 3 double crochets, chain 2, and another 3 double crochets, and continue this around for 1 row in this contrasting color. Now that you've come to the end of the first row in this contrasting color, we'll be doing something different. Chain 3, then a double crochet in the next stitch, 2 double crochets in the next open section, and then 2 double crochets in the next 2 stitches, and repeat all around the row. We'll do 2 double crochets in the stitches coming up to the corner section, and for this shell we'll only be doing 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets instead of the previous 3 double crochets in each corner section. This ensures that the bag won't be warped or too wobbly. The granny square will lie perfectly flat this way with 2 double crochets in each open section and 2 double crochets in each actual stitch. So go around the granny square until you come back to the beginning of the row. That completes the granny square portion, so repeat that process with your other granny square so that you have 2, 1 for each side of the bag, and we'll move on to step 4, which is the strap. For the strap, we'll start with a slip knot. We'll chain 5 stitches and work single crochets into each of these stitches. You can use either color yarn for the strap, whatever you prefer. Chain 1 and turn your work. So then we will insert the hook into that chain 1 spot and into the first stitch that we did. This is a little tricky at first, but just watch and see what I'm doing and you'll get it. We're going to do this across the whole row, inserting the hook into the first stitch and across over into the first stitch we did. Once you get to the end of the row, your final single crochet, we're going to do 1 more single crochet into this loop at the end of the row instead of chaining 1 at the end. So we'll do a single crochet and turn the work and continue this process, inserting into 2 loops. And this just ensures that your strap will be stronger than if it was just plain single crochets or even half double crochets. I've done that too. This creates a thicker strap and therefore a stronger strap that will not stretch as much if you put heavy things into your crochet bag. So don't forget to do a single crochet in this loop at the end of the row instead of chaining 1 as you normally would before turning your work for the next row. I'll show you that one more time. And you'll just repeat this until your strap is as long as you want it to be. So once your strap is the length that you want it to be, we're going to start attaching it to one side of the granny square. So take your first color of yarn. We're going to do a slip knot, insert the hook into the corner section of your granny square on the upper left corner, and then insert it into the first stitch of your strap. So here we're really just going to be trying to find stitches in the strap. Since it's the side of the work, it's a little harder to distinguish where you can insert your hook, but you can really just hold your strap up against the granny square to see where you should be inserting the hook as it lines up with the stitch on the granny square itself. So single crochet, and we're just going to use the single crochet stitch all around the bag to do the 3 sides of the bag that we need to attach the strap to. I like to make sure to catch my yarn tails so that I don't have to weave them in later. This is optional, but it saves time. So just continue doing a single crochet in the granny square as well as into the strap. Once you get to the end of your first side attaching the strap, you're going to put 2 stitches into each corner, and this will give the strap enough room to bend around that curve. And then you'll just continue doing 1 stitch into each stitch in the granny square and into the strap as you normally would. Then you're going to continue onto the strap after you've finished the 3 sides of the granny square. This adds a finished edge to the strap as well as a nice contrasting line across it, which ties it into the bag more cohesively. You're going to repeat this. Once you're approaching the end of the strap, we're going to continue single crocheting until the very end. Then we're going to attach the end of the strap to the end that is already attached to the granny square. We're going to do this by holding them up to each other how they should lie, and then flip them so that right sides face each other. So insert your hook into the matching stitch on the other end of the strap, yarn over, pull through, and continue with the straps lined up, single crocheting into each stitch until you reach the end of the strap, at which point your straps will be connected properly. Once your strap is connected to the other edge of the strap, you can continue by attaching the other side of the bag, which is your other granny square, using the same exact method that you used for the first side. So hold your granny square up to the same part of the strap, single crochet all along all 3 edges. Once you've done this, your bag is complete.